drive in the 19 car in the productions, and that tyre didn't want to go the distance. So 3 heats of productions. Now we got it right. Street Stocks 2020 next on the racetrack. Street Stocks roll out. Brendan Cowley is car number 12. Riley Killick pulls up. Matt Langton would be the next one. Hamish Burke's in the 27. Darren Kasalka right from the back of the pack in this one. The 51 car is Alan Price. Luke Gray rolling around behind him. Travis Hutchison in car number 2. Luke Wilkinson's back in the 31 car. So let's see how we go. Heat number 2, Brendan Cowley from pole. Alan Price is beside him. Have we got a green one? Yes, we have. Go, we're racing. Alan Price tries to come across. It doesn't work. Brendan Cowley says this race line is mine. Leads down the back straight for the very first time into the western corner. And we got them 3 wide as they go through turn number 4 down the main straightaway. BJ Cowley is still the race leader. The one on the outside is Luke Gray in the 28 car. Muscles his way into position number 2. The other one on a mission is the 96 Matt Langton car. And car 2 getting involved there as well is that of Travis Hutchison. Hutchison down low on the racetrack is where you've got to be. BJ Cowley under the tower he goes to the better of Luke Gray. A battle royal now for position number 3 as car 2 gets the better. Travis Hutchison higher on the racetrack he was as they go through the western corner to the better of the 51 car, that of Alan Grice. Then we've got Luke Wilkinson on a mission down low on the racetrack. The 33 car gets a nice old shove. That's Darren Kasalka. Gets it heading back in the right direction as they head around turns 3 and 4 one more time. Brendan Cowley trying to keep that car down on the drive line. He knows where he's got to be. Luke Gray, can he get enough drive up high to have a go around the outside, because Travis Hutchison is closing right in on both of them. Travis Hutchison muscles his way down low on the racetrack. Brendan Cowley leaves a little bit of a gap. Travis Hutchison got a couple of wheels up on the grass. It didn't work. Brendan Cowley fights back. Luke Gray on the outside. Travis Hutchison on the inside. Long way goes back then to Luke Wilkinson. Down the main straightaway. Brendan Cowley has got him charging behind him. Underneath, Travis Hutchison is the one down low. Luke Gray is the one up high. Who's going to get a run down the back straightaway? Travis Hutchison it is. Muscles his way past Brendan Cowley. Cowley fights back to no avail though as they head underneath the tower one more time with the white flag out, and car number 2, Travis Hutchison, leads down the back straightaway from Brendan Cowley. The 4 car in all sorts of trouble. Pulls it onto the infield. The Killick car down the main straightaway for the final time. Will take the checkered flag, and Travis Hutchison, big win. Brendan Cowley back then to Luke Gray. Next one home is Luke Wilkinson. Just to the better of Matt Langton. Darren Kasolka. Next one to greet the judge. So we got a little bit of carnage here in the middle to overcome. The 4 car will need a push for sure. No, it's going to run off by itself after all of the banging and crashing. Street Stocks, heat number 2 of their 2020 here tonight. 1 car, 2 drivers, 2 feature races. Modified Sedans at home here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. Car number 34 is Cameron Buzzico. Car 29 is Jonah Blackburn on the outside of the front row. Dakota Laverty would be the next one on the inside of that second row with Wayne Cook. Australian champions out there in the next row, that's Nathan McDonald. Jason Drever is inside of him. Are we looking for a green one? Cameron Buzzico says yes, let's go racing. And a big pile as they come careering down, and we got a problem. Whoa, Jake Hawkins at full speed down on the inside, and I tell you what, Darren Lester will not be happy. But a big charge down the inside, and there just wasn't enough room for the modifieds. Quick repair work by our infield officials. The tape comes out. Darren Lester having the nose cone put back on. A full red light is on. Car 12, Jake Hawkins onto the infield with a lot of panel damage as well. Dakota Laverty is the other car there, and it's the tractor that is going to be needed. Hard luck there for Dakota. Modified Sedans. As we said, they're at home here at Kingaroy Speedways. Darren Lester. Let's try again. Event 6 on tonight's program. Modified Sedans, car 34, Cameron Basico leads them to the white line. Let's go racing. Tucking into position number 2 is Jonah Blackburn, and a yellow one. So one more time, Stewart's not happy. Yellow light still flashing. Darren Lester is on the inside of Nathan McDonald. Matt Hannigan is the 76 car. The 17 is Alan Schultz. Wayne Cook is the 11 car that's taken himself to the back. So let's try one more time. Cameron Basico, green one. Let's go racing. Cameron Basico, and again Darren Lester in a big charge down on the inside, and Nathan McDonald has been caught high on the track, but he's got some drive down the back straight away. Have a look at the national champion high on the racetrack. Up beside Darren Lester he comes. They're all chasing Cameron Basico. Cameron Basico, Darren Lester, 3 wide under the tower. 76 car there, Matt Hannigan, as they head down the back chute and into that turn 3 and 4. One more time, Nathan McDonald staying high on the track. Little bit of a push and shove down the main straightaway, but Darren Lester goes to the race lead from Cameron Basico, who tries to close it up on him. Back there is car number 29 in Jonah Blackburn down on the inside. Down the main straightaway one more time. Darren Lester, 3 wide under the tower one more time. The 76 car was the one who had nowhere to go, and that's Matt Hannigan. And they've moved the 34 of Cameron Basico back to position number 3. Down the main straight, Darren Lester goes under the tower. Jonah Blackburn in 2. Next one through would be Matt Hannigan. And still, it's the Australian champion Nathan McDonald staying high on the track, but dropping back through the field as they head under the tower one more time. Darren Lester to the better of Jonah Blackburn. Backed into the 76 car, Matt Hannigan. Hannigan, good. Clearing back behind him is Nathan McDonald, and then the 17 car, that of Alan Schultz. Under the tower yet again, as Schultz has a look under Nathan McDonald. Not that time. Down the back straight, our race leader, Darren Lester. Lester through turns 3 and 4 to the better. Jonah Blackburn in hot pursuit. Back then we go to Matt Hannigan as they take the white one to go. Nathan McDonald would be the next one, and Alan Schultz. Long way goes back to the 11 car, and at the tail at the moment is Cameron Basico, but it will be Darren Lester. Lester down the main straight, checkered flag time. Jonah Blackburn in 2 and Matt Hannigan in 3. Nathan McDonald across the line, and Alan Schultz. Modified sedan racing, folks. Have a look on your calendar. The King's Royal Modified Sedan racing at its best. Great racing. Darren Lester takes out the first heat of the Modified Sedans here tonight as the water truck comes back out. We'll wait and see exactly what he is going to do. Hard luck there for Dakota Laverty. Got some work to do on the 88 car. Little bit of repair work from the water truck by the looks. We'll be back racing very shortly. Modified Sedans out for heat number 2, and should be Norman Townsend to lead them away. Ken Shelford is the 21 car, and okay, we'll see what happens. Pacey Clegg's in car 15, Norm Townsend is in 68. Brett Barron's out there in 48. Chris Blackburn's in 21. Ronnie Young's in 36. Shane McDonald is in 27. Jason Beer is car 93. Chris Metcalf is car 23. Kerry Lake is car 95. Okay, Kent Shelford takes up his position. Norm Townsend beside him. Watch for a green one. Go, we're racing. And there's a big charge from the back of the pack as they settle down, basically down the back straight away. And there's no place for the faint-hearted in the middle of the pack. Ken Shelford leads at the moment. Have a look, a lot of push and shove back there in the pack. Rob Townsend is in position number 2. Big charge by the 93 car as he manages to get himself past car 51, that of Dean Hawkins. Hawkins comes back, gives him a little bit more to go on with in turn number 4. So we're out and racing here tonight. And the Modified Sedans, we've got a mess at the back of the pack. Well, how about that, Kingaroy? Modified Sedan racing, the racetrack's not wide enough. Push and shove. Good place to be out the front, Kent Shelford. Norm Townsend. Pacey Clegg would be the next one, and then they will line up behind them. Shane McDonald there with Brett Barron. Dean Hawkins is car 51. The 95 car pulls onto the infield. Kerry Lack out of this one. Also looks like the Blackburn car calls it quits. And Steve Blackburn has got a flat tyre in car number 5. Witch's Hat restart. Single file to the outside of the Witch's Hat. No passing until you are past that Witch's Hat. Just a little bit of a problem with who is actually in position number 4 by the looks. Of course, they're all wearing one-way communicators, and the people in the tower can speak to the drivers. Trouble is, do the drivers want to listen? I guess that's the problem. Dean Hawkins on the inside, Brett Barron on the outside. Who is going to go into position number 4? They're still side by side. Ken Shelford's the race leader. Norm Townsend is behind him. Pacey Clegg. Car 23, Chris Metcalf on the infield too, looking to come and talk to a steward. They still don't seem to have worked out who is in position 4. Looks like Brett Barron has won that little argument. Shane McDonald pulls in behind him. And Dean Hawkins goes back behind Shane McDonald. The next one behind him is that of Ronnie Young. Then Jason Beer. Are we ready to go? The lights have gone out. Single file, remember, to the Witch's Hat. Green one is shown. Go, we're racing. And it is Ken Shelford, just to the better Norm Townsend. Car number 15, Pacey Clegg, gets a little bit high on the racetrack and is thinking maybe I can drive around the outside as they go round the western corner with Shane McDonald up into position number 4. Here comes the charge down the inside as they go under the tower, and it is Norm Townsend who goes to the race lead down the back straightaway. Norm Townsend. Ken Shelford would be the next one, tucked in behind, and then here comes Shane McDonald. McDonald goes careering down the main straightaway. Into position number 2 he goes as they go under the tower. Pacey Clegg would be the next one back behind them. A bit of a gap then back to Brett Barron, and back behind him is that of Jason Beer. Around the outside of the Ken Shelford car goes Pacey Clegg. Into position number 3 under the tower. They're all chasing Norm Townsend. Townsend with a bit of smoke coming out of the back of the 68 car. Got a yellow one as car 51 has found the concrete. Dean Hawkins. Will need some assistance, I would imagine. Has got the Hawkins car away from the fence, so the tractor not required. So we've got a few cars parked in the middle here this time. Heat 2 of the Modified Sedans. So let's try again. Norm Townsend. Shane McDonald's worked his way up to position number 2. Pacey Clegg would be the next one. Then we go back to Kent Shelford. Brett Barron to the better of Jason Beer. And the 36 car that of Ronnie Young. Watch for the green one to the outside of the Witch's Hat. And getting a flying start, Shane McDonald. Down the back straightaway, McDonald high on the racetrack. Will get the drive around the western corner unless Norm Townsend can get the nose down the main straightaway. McDonald on the outside of him, trying to force the point down low on the racetrack, which is what he's done. Close the door right across Norm Townsend. Shane McDonald round the western corner. Norm Townsend. Pacey Clegg would be the next one. Ken Shelford. Brett Barron on the outside of him is Jason Beer. They take the checkered. Shane McDonald first across the line. Norm Townsend. Pacey Clegg. We've got a bit of a problem here in the middle. We've got a lot of cars to be cleared out before the late models come out for their first heat. But Modifieds, yes, they're meaning business here tonight at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway for our show meeting here. Finishing round 1, a lot of work to be done in the pit area with the Modifieds, and they'll be back again very shortly. And Shane McDonald is back to have a chat to the stewards. All right, folks, just been informed. Shane McDonald has been put back 2 places for jumping the restart. That's what we've been told. We'll wait and see if there's any change to that. Late models roll out on the racetrack for their first appearance here tonight, folks. Just a quick run around with the water truck, just to keep the dust down as much as we can. Good field of late models here. Kingaroy Speedway. Jordan Cunningham has got Alex Sweeney on the outside of him. Brad Pascoe is in the 15 car. Outside of him will be Carter Armstrong in car 35. Car 65 is Zach Hudson, and outside of him is Daniel Bennett. Car 2 would be the next one. That's Nathan Batterby. Car 27 is Ryan Katz. Look for a green one as they roll towards the white line. There's not much room on the racetrack with these big monsters. Go, we're racing. They settle down side by side down the back straightaway. The 99 car Jordan Cunningham goes to the race lead. Down the main straightaway for the first time, and he's walloped by Alex Sweeney. Sweeney, can he keep the car mobile? Here comes Cunningham down the inside. They swap positions again. Lock horns in the western corner as the cars behind roll up and into them. And one of them was the car 15 of Brad Pascoe. Might have done some damage to the front of the car. Keeps it mobile. Car 8, Alex Sweeney is the race leader. Starting to put some distance between himself and Jordan Cunningham, and then back to Carter Armstrong in 35. Behind him will be that of Brad Pascoe. Pascoe just to the better now. We got a yellow one on because we got a car in the western corner. That's Wayne Anderson. Got himself facing the wrong way. As we said, with these big monsters, there's not much room on the racetrack, and they don't give any room. One in trouble might be Brad Pascoe, with wanting to have a quick look at the front end of the car. Got a bit of a bump on that outside front. We got everybody mobile again. Brad Pascoe will rejoin the pack. So car 8 was our race leader, Alex Sweeney. Yellow one stays out. Jordan Cunningham. Carter Armstrong is the next car. Then the 15 car of Brad Pascoe. Car number 2 would be the next one. Nathan Battersby. Then we've got car 18 there of Daniel Bennett. The 65 car of Zach Hudson. That's the first 6 or 7 cars go. We're racing around the outside of the Witch's Hat. Under the tower, under the green, and car number 8, Alex Sweeney, leads them down the back chute and into that western corner. Through outer turn number 4 he comes. He's still got Jordan Cunningham fairly close behind him, and then we go back to the 35 car of Carter Armstrong in front of Brad Pascoe. Car 2 would be the next one there. That's Nathan Battersby around turn 3 and 4 again, and Alex Sweeney putting some distance between himself and the pursuing Jordan Cunningham. Back behind them still is the 35 car of Carter Armstrong. We got another yellow. Tucked in behind the tractor, a car on the infield. Car 27, Ryan Katz. Gets it back on the racetrack. Looks like in good shape to the Witch's Hat one more time. Let's go racing, they say, and Alex Sweeney puts the loud pedal down. Jordan Cunningham in 2. Back behind them will still be Carter Armstrong. Bit of a challenge for position number 4 as Nathan Battersby tries to force his way underneath. We got a problem right here under the tower. Car 0 of Peter Jenner's got himself facing the wrong way. So we'll do it all again. Having a few problems getting heat number 1 of the late models done and dusted. Car 0 onto the infield, that of Peter Jenner. Wants to talk to an official. Watch for a green one. This time we're away and racing, and again it's Alex Sweeney from Jordan Cunningham. Here comes car 2 one more time. Nathan Battersby goes up into position number 4. Has a little look underneath Carter Armstrong around the western corner. Armstrong fights back down the main straight. Under the tower one more time they go. It is car number 8, Alex Sweeney from Jordan Cunningham. Back then we go to Carter Armstrong. Nathan Battersby in front of Brad Pascoe. White flag out, 1 to go. Alex Sweeney, 1 lap from home in heat number 1 of the late models here tonight, and he's opening up a good lead through turn 4 and down the main straightaway, and Alex Sweeney will take out heat number 1 in front of Jordan Cunningham. Back we go to the 35 car of Carter Armstrong to complete the journey in position number 3. Well, it took a little while. Well, we got a few moments, folks. This is a speedway meeting, and I know we're at the show, but this is a speedway meeting, so the pit area is out of bounds. Cars are dangerous, they're hot, the drivers, and there's always motions in there, so the pit area is out of bounds. If you wish to go to the pit, you have to come around to the main tower and you will have to buy pit insurance. Trust me, in this sport, that's all you ever do, buy insurance for things. So, pit area, out of bounds. We're going to move on to the Queensland title for the National Fours, and it's brought to you by Main Drive Motors. And thank you to Main Drive Motors for their wonderful support. The National Four Queensland title for 2025. Main Drive Motors National 4 Queensland title for 2025. No. Have we jumped another race? What have we done again? Okay, we'll get it right, folks. We've still got a heat 3 of the street stocks. Ben Langton's in car 69. Car 33 is Gary Bonwick. Car 33 is Norm Townsend. Chris Spiteri is in the 51. Ricky Gill is in 81. Nicholas Jules in 54. Bo Peters 47. Lucas Gray 28. Jonathan Koplik in 78. John Stoward's in 164. Josie Rossi is in 99 and Riley Hutchison is in car 2 right at the back. Go, we are racing. This is the Street Stock 2020. 2 drivers, 1 car. Bit of push and shove at the back. They've sorted that out. Car 96. Ben Langton clearing away, chasing hard in the 81, Ricky Gill. Back behind them is car. Number 33, that is Norm Townsend, has got himself up at the 2 car of Riley Hutchison. Trying to drive right around the outside, side by side they go around the western corner down what is normally the main straightaway past the pit gate. Good battle for position number 3, and trying to get involved in that battle is Bo Peters. So Bo Peters right in there as well as car 29. Does a nice loop right in front of the field. Can he get it going? No. Lucas Gregg pulling the field up. The Witch's Hat goes to the restart position for Street Stocks, heading in the Street Stock direction. They race in both directions, flipping the coin at the gate to see which way they go. As we said, none of the fancy stuff in suspensions, etc. They're running on road registered tyres. They do a great job. Let's have a look. Ben Langton to the better. Ricky Gill in there in the 81, and then car 2. Riley Hutchison has come from the back of the pack. Norm Townsend in the 33. Bo Peters would be the next one. Chris Spiteri, the next one in line. Let's have a go. Ben Langton to the white line and the Witch's Hat. Go, we're racing. He closed them right up. Tried to get the flying start that he wanted, and car 2, Riley Hutchison, is right in there. Comes charging up underneath the 81 car of Norm Townsend. They're side by side down the back straight away. Riley Hutchison tucks it in nice and tightly underneath the tower, chasing Ben Langton. Riley Hutchison. Next one is the 81 car of Ricky Gill. The car 47 has got through next position. Bo Peters. That's the way they head down past the pit gate to the better of the 33. Next one there of Norm Townsend. So another lap down on the journey. Good charge here at the front of the field. It's still Ben Langton just to the better of Riley Hutchison. You got to remember Riley started from the tail of the field and Ben Langton was at the front, and Riley Hutchison is right on his hammer. Back then it's Bo Peters in position number 3 around the western corner. It's still Ben Langton. Langton down past the pit gate he goes. Riley Hutchison is still interested back in 2 as they take the white one. The 3rd place is still Bo Peters. And then Ricky Gill is still there in position number 4. One in trouble was the 54 car, but he's got it going again. That's Nicholas Jewell. Pulls it out of harm's way as they come to the checkered flag. And a good win. Ben Langton to the better of Riley Hutchison. Next one home was Bo Peters in front of the 81 car of Ricky Gill. Car 33, Norm Townsend gets it across the line. '54 car just getting it mobile, but hands together. Ben Langton, well done for event 9, heat 3 of the 2020 for the Street Stocks. And now we're on to the main Motors National for Queensland title. If you have a program and you're following the program probably has 3 heats per round, been reduced to 2 heats. So Brock Hancock will lead them away in the Sunshine Coast car number 53. Caleb Thorogood is the Gympie car 51. That is a standard car. Riley Killick is behind the wheel of car number 8. That is a standard car. Mark Littlehales is car number 72. Tim Weir defending Queensland champion, will start out of 5. Dion Cook is the car 16, will start out of 6. Josh Rigby is car 27 out of 7. Stephen Spence is in car number 71. Another standard will start out of 8. Ryan Warren is car number 25 out of 9. Jackson Bailey, the New South Wales car number 43, will start out of 10. And Cameron Taylor in the Escort has got them all in front of him. So heat number 1 of the Main Drive Motors Queensland National title for 2025. Brock Hancock and Caleb Thorogood off the front row. Riley Killick, Mark Littlehales, Tim Weir, Dion Cook. Watch for a green one this time to the white line. Go Weir Racing, and Tim Weir gets a flyer from inside position or third row down the back straightaway for the first time, and car number 53, Brock Hancock, is our race leader. Tim Weir in position number 2. The 72 car is Mark Littlehales. Have a look at Littlehales on the outside. Hancock's in all sorts of trouble trying to get the car to stay heading in the right direction. Down the back straight, car number 8 tucked in there as well is Riley Killick having a real go on the outside, and here comes the 43 car of Jackson Bailey as Tim Weir goes to the race lead under the tower at the completion of lap number 2. Tim Weir to the better. Mark Littlehales has got Brock Hancock on the inside. Jackson Bailey on the outside goes right around the car 53. Brock Hancock having all sorts of problems keeping the car heading in the right direction, and I tell you what, the Sierra not sounding too happy either as it goes down the back straightaway to Mark Littlehales has got New South Wales 43 on the outside. That's Jackson Bailey. Back behind them is Cameron Taylor, and dropping back through the field a little bit is Brock Hancock. Back behind them to the 71 car of Stephen Spence, in front of car 27, Josh Rigby. The 8 car there too is Riley Killick. Down the main straightaway under the tower one more time, and again the Sierra not sounding very happy at all as it goes down the back straight. But Mark Littlehales is in a fight for his life here in position number 2, is holding off Cameron Taylor. Taylor goes to the outside. Will the Escort have enough power around the outside? 2 Escorts in positions 2 and 3. Cameron Taylor takes the blue one. Down the back straightaway on the outside, Jackson Bailey is the next one. Cameron Taylor stays high on the racetrack. Mark Littlehales down low, and Cameron Taylor goes underneath and into position number 2. Mark Littlehales back to 3. Then we've got Jackson Bailey. The next one is Brock Hancock, who has got a enormous challenge holding onto that car 53. Back behind them, it's still Stephen Spence. Another lap down on the journey for Tim Weir. Cameron Taylor. Back then to Mark Littlehales. Jackson Bailey. Car 53, Brock Hancock. We go then to Stephen Spence, and behind him would be Riley Killick. Back to the 27 of Josh Rigby. Another lap down. They've taken the white one. 1 to go for Tim Weir as he goes down the back chute. Currently defending his state title in the National Fours. Down the main straightaway, yellow light. Checkered flag time, giving it to him. Put your hands together, folks. Tim Weir. Tim Weir, Cameron Taylor, Mark Littlehales. We'll try and grab a quick word with Tim, defending his Queensland title in the fire-breathing Sierra. I don't know whether he'd be too happy with the car. It's not sounding all that good. We'll wait and see. infield technical people want to have a look at one or two cars as well before the next heat rolls out. Remember, as we said, only 2 heats instead of 3. There's 3 in the program, only 2. Tim, congratulations. Well done.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, always good to get a heat win at a title, but yeah, something's definitely not going right with this engine at the moment, so we'll have to go back in and see what's going on.
I can tell you that because of the smoke that's coming out of the thing. Well done, Tim. Put your hands together, folks, for him, Tim Weir. As we said, something's not happy with the Sierra, so some work there. Maybe they want to have a chat, have a look at Tim as well. So a quick mechanical check of gear because it's a state title. Righto, let's have a look at heat number 2. Brodie Warren is car 17. Outside of him is Frank Packer in car 21. Russell Booth is car 31. Andrew Pickering is the 51 car on the outside of the second row. Haley Spence is there in car number 21, another of the standards. Sean Mooney is not there at the moment. Aidan Rigby is in car number 37. Doug Rigby's in car 28. Harrison Chown is in car 27, and Josh Betts is in car number 41. Car 15, Sean Mooney's got the thing mobile. He'll go around and join the rest of the field. Hopefully our technical people haven't found any problems with the cars. So Sean Mooney will start out of 6th, outside of the third row. So we've got Brodie Warren, Frank Packer off the front row. Russell Booth, Andrew Pickering, the second row. Third row is Haley Spence and Sean Mooney. Aidan Rigby is in car number 37. Doug Rigby's outside of him. Harrison Chown's in 27 and Josh Betts is in 41. Go, we're racing as the green flag is shown. Frank Packer, the Bundaberg car number 21, goes to the race lead as they go careering down the back chute. Have a look at Brodie Warren now having a real go on the inside. Little bit of push and shove, can't do anything about it down the main straightaway. Frank Packer trying to get across the line. Brodie Warren will not allow it. Side by side they go down the back chute. Brodie Warren on the inside, Frank Packer on the outside, and Packer calls it quits. Brodie Warren drifts a little high. We've got one going the wrong way on the far corner. And that's Andrew Pickering, who got himself in all sorts of a mess. We go back to the last fully recorded lap. I don't know whether we got a lap down, but we'll wait and see. Yes, the witch's hat's going out. So that might put Frank Packer back in the race lead. We'll go back and see exactly where they are. Frank Packer, Brodie Warren. Sean Mooney's in 15. Aidan Rigby's in 37. The 27 car is Harrison Chown. 28 is Doug Rigby. The 21 is Haley Spence. 41 is Josh Betts. 31 is Russell Booth. And Andrew Pickering, after a little bit of doing all sorts of funny things in the western corner, finds himself at the tail of the field. The last 3 cars, big gap. Might be something wrong with the 41 car. Josh Betts. Right, they seem to have it right now. They'll try and catch up because they're going racing this time around. Frank Packer. Brodie Warren. Go We're Racing, Sean Mooney is the next one as they take the green one. Aidan Rigby getting a little bit of a helping hand there from Harrison Chown. Aidan Rigby goes to the inside of Sean Mooney as they arrive in the western corner and goes into position number 3. So it is Frank Packer. Packer the race leader as they go under the tower. Back behind him is Brodie Warren. The next one is Aidan Rigby finding his way there in the car 37 in position number 3. Back to Sean Mooney would be car 15, and then we go to Harrison Chown in car 27. The 28 car is Doug Rigby being challenged on the inside by Hayley Spence. Down the back chute and past the pit gate and into turn 3 and 4, and Frank Packer starting to put some distance between himself and Brodie Warren. Down the main straightaway, Frank Packer, Brodie Warren. Back then to Aidan Rigby. Good challenge then, Sean Mooney just to the better of Harrison Chown. Back we go to car 28 is Doug Rigby, and the 21 of Hayley Spence as our race leader. Goes underneath the tower one more time, and he's got the length of the main straightaway now as his race leader. So Frank Packer to the better of Brodie Warren. Bit of a challenge here for position number 3. Bit of biff and barge. Sean Mooney will go into position number 3 at the expense of Aidan Rigby. Rigby tries to come back on the outside. It's not there. Back then to Harrison Chown. Under the towel they go, and those two continue their little scrap for position number 3. But while this is happening, Frank Packer has disappeared in the distance. Frank Packer down the main straightaway he goes. Good lead now over Brodie Warren. Bit of a challenge again for position number 3 between Sean Mooney and Aidan Rigby. Rigby again pokes the nose underneath as they go down the back chute, and Rigby can't get there because he's had the door shut on him. Underneath the tower one more time for Frank Packer. Packer to the better of Brodie Warren. Good challenge here for position number 3. It's Sean Mooney versus Aidan Rigby and Harrison Chown. Race leader coming up on some of the lap traffic. Josh Betts is the first one. He's taken the white flag though, so he's only got one to go. Brodie Warren, big challenge now for position number 3 between Sean Mooney and Aidan Rigby. Rigby having a think about the outside. It doesn't work, but it's Frank Packer. Down the main straight away, takes out heat number 2. Frank Packer gets all the points back to Brodie Warren. Third place will be Aidan Rigby. We've got a mess over in the western corner, so we'll wait and see what exactly the officials come up with the placings, but I can tell you that Frank Packer has taken out heat number 2. Harrison Chown with a flat tyre. Hopefully Frank Packer will come around and get his board. We are going to have a chat, and then we'll go back to Street Stock Racing 2020, going in the Street Stock direction. Frank Packer just getting out of all the gear. As the streets go around, Frank, congratulations, well done. Winner of heat number 2.
Oh, thanks, mate. That was slippery as I couldn't believe how slick the track was first heat. Anyway, different setup for the next one, I can guarantee that.
Okay, well done, Frank. Let's get on with street stocks. Heat 4 of the street stocks finds Matthew Johns in car number 12 as they go under the tower for the first time. So it's Matthew Jones in car 12 leading the way as they head to the western corner. We got a problem here just under the tower. Too many cars and not enough racetrack. Jason Killick is there in position number 2 and Brad Shearer is in 3. Dylan Jarman would be the next one. Some repair work here for the car 7. Terry Wenzel behind the wheel. A lot of noise out of the second place car. Witch's hat goes into place. So let's pick up car 12 is Matthew Jones. Jason Killick is the 7 car. Watch for a start this time around. To the Witch's Hat we go. Green 1 being shown. Yes, go racing. Car 33 there of Brad Shearer. Goes driving underneath the Killick car. It's again misfiring badly. Gets him. Gives him a nice old heave out of the road. Street stocks 4 wide down the back straight. Race leader Matthew Jones, car 17, that of Dylan Jarman, has got himself through into 2. Jason Killick would be the next one, the 82 car there of Kane Hedke, all moving up underneath that of Brad Shearer. So down past the pit gate goes our race leader, Matthew Jones. Matthew Jones under the tower. Car 17 in position number 2, Dylan Jarman. Next one through would be Jason Killick. A bit of a gap goes back then to Kane Hedke, and then the 87 car is in position number 5 under the tower. One more time, car 12. Matthew Jones has got still Dylan Jarman thinking about it. Jarman closing the gap very quickly around the western corner, down past the pit gate. Jones leaves a little bit of a gap underneath as we've arrived at a slower vehicle. Let's move out of the way. Under the tower, he's still out wide on the racetrack. And Matthew Jones through the western corner. Can he get it back on the drive line? That's where he needs to be. We've got cars everywhere here on the infield. Down underneath the pit gate and car 17, Dylan Jarman goes to the race lead at the expense of the 12 car of Matthew Jones. Back in position, number 3, Ben Stead behind the wheel of the 47 car. We pick up our race leader past the pit gate. Dylan Jarman. Jarman takes the white one to go to the better of Matthew Jones. 47 in there in position. Number 2 is that of Ben Stead, who started at the rear of the field. And that's the way they'll finish, under the pit gate and under the tower. Car 17 takes it out, Dylan Jarman. Next one home, Matthew Johns. Benstead across the line. Dan Malcolm. Jessica Dakin Masters, the next one to complete the journey. In heat number 4, Street Stocks 2020. 2 drivers, 1 car. 2 feature races coming your way later on this evening. Sam James to lead them away. This time Sarah Franz outside. Jeffrey Peacock is the 55 car. Chris Pagel back in car number 8. Brett Barron moves up beside him. 15 car is Tim Atkin. Bryce Bayfield is car number 18 and the 84 is Jared Peacock. I think we might have missed Gemma Reese outside the second row. The water truck will disappear back into the pit area. 3 production heats coming your way. Sam James on the inside of the front row and Sarah Franz on the outside. Jeffrey Peacock is the 55 car and Gemma Reese is outside the second row. Inside the third row, Chris Pagel. Outside of him is Brett Barron. Tim Atkin is car 15. The other 18 car, the blue one, Bryce Bayfield. and the 84 car is Jared Peacock, and the Proddies will be very happy that the water truck was out in front of them. They're just going to give them a couple of laps to try and work that in. As you can see, you put your foot down and the back tail of the car just comes around. All right, ready to go. Might be interesting with a little bit of water on the racetrack. Sam James on the inside, Sarah Franz on the outside. Go We're Racing with Jeffrey Peacock down on the inside as well. Chris Pagel forcing his way through. Have a look. And Brett Barron has been shunted. And of course, he'll call it quits. Wow. No place for the faint-hearted, and I tell you what, it's a long time since I've seen Brett Barron on the wrong end. Pulls it up, not interested in getting that sort of treatment. We'll see what happens with the restart. Jared Peacock onto the, has been knocked around on the inside of the car. Officials, can they get it away from the wheel? Righto, let's do it again. Sam James, Sarah Franz. Jeffrey Peacock on the inside of Gemma Reese. That's the front two rows. Chris Pagel, Brett Barron, Tim Atkin, We're Racing. Green one shown, and once again, no room for the faint-hearted. And down the back straight away, and Sarah Franz forces her way through. Has got the 55 car of Jeffrey Peacock trying to follow, and here comes Chris Pagel down the main straight away. Sarah Franz, Jeffrey Peacock, Chris Pagel, Brett Barron underneath the 44, as well as Sam James moves back one more place. Down past the pit gate they go, and into the western corner. Sarah Franz, we got one very high on the racetrack, and that was the 44 car of Sam James. They all get by, a lot of push and shove back in the field. Have a look at this. Brett Barron down on the inside of Chris Pagel. Pagel can't do anything about it, has to let him go. Back behind them, Bryce Bayfield has a little go as well. Bit of push and shove as car 10 now of Gemma Reese down the inside. 55 goes to the lead. Jeffrey Peacock has forced his way past Sarah Franz. Back then we go to Brett Barron, Chris Pagel. Next one through would be the 18 car of Bryce Bayfield. Down the main straightaway, Jeffrey Peacock. Here comes Brett Barron. Move over Sarah Franz. Sarah tries to get back online. Another one going backwards is the 18 car of Bryce Bayfield. Caught out wide on the racetrack as Gemma Reese goes by. Plenty of action there in turn number 4. Plenty of push and shove. Down the main straightaway, it's still Jeffrey Peacock. Brett Barron around the outside. Jeff Peacock's lost it. Jeff Peacock in front of the field. Sarah Franz was high on the racetrack and escaped. Let's hope no real damage to Gemma Reese's car 10. Maybe hooked up a little bit there with Jared Peacock. We'll need the tractor to help disconnect them. Well, Productions. And again, well, they've got them separated, and Jared Peacock Everything's still working except the panels don't look too good on the Peacock car. We'll wait and see what stewards decide on that one. Oh, hard luck there. It looks for Gemma Reese, the tractor, to the assistance. Jared Peacock, yes, the panel's not real good on the 84 car, but he's back mobile. And 55. Jeffrey Peacock looks like he's been sent to the rear. So Sarah Franz, Brett Barron, Chris Pagel. Bryce Bayfield would be the next one. Tim Atkin, the 44 car then of Sam James, Jeffrey Peacock and Jared Peacock. Yellow flag stays out, so they'll do one more rolling lap. Sarah Franz has got an angry field. Witch's hat, please. So, Sarah Franz, Brett Barron, Chris Pagel, Bryce Bayfield, Tim Atkin, Jared Peacock, Sam James, Jeffrey Peacock. To the Witch's hat, single file. One behind the other. Go, we're racing. Sarah Franz has got Brett Barron in hot pursuit. Chris Pagel would be the next one. Sarah Franz leads them down the back straight, but Brett Barron pokes the nose underneath. Can she get back on the drive line? No. Brett Barron forces his way through, and here comes Chris Pagel as well. Bryce Bayfield wants a part of the action. So does the 15 car there as they head down the back straightaway one more time. Tim Atkin, Bryce Bayfield having a look under Sarah Franz. Battle royal out the front. Brett Barron versus Chris Pagel. Pagel right on his hammer. Back to Sarah Franz. Bryce Bayfield. Tim Atkin would be the next one, and then we go to the 44 car of Sam James. Western corner. Down the main straightaway. Brett Barron, he knows he can't leave any room, and he does. The car drifts offline, but Chris Pagel can't quite get there. Now he can. Get some driving. There's something wrong with the Barron car, I'd say. It's a yellow light anyway. Because the 55 car of Jeff Peacock has pulled to the infield. And they've called it off. Brett Barron Racks one up as car 10 rolls out. That's Michael Sayers. Josh Schultz's car 22. The 48 car there is Cherie Barron. Car 5 is Patrice Rackerman. 46 will go around to take up front row position, Michael Mason. 48 goes through as well. That's Hayden Turner. Another good field. So Kyron Clegg will lead them to the white line. Go, we're racing in the next heat of the production cars as the 46 car goes into the race lead. That's Michael Mason. Have a look at Hayden Turner trying to come down the middle, can't do it as Kyron Clegg goes back to the race lead around the western corner. So it's Kyron Clegg. Hayden Turner tucks himself there into position number 2. The 24 car coming through very quickly as well is Mitchell Bayfield. That's the way they go around turns 3 and 4 and down the main straightaway. Kyron Clegg has got a bit of a lead now back to Hayden Turner, who's got his hands full there with Mitchell Bayfield. Bayfield again pokes the nose underneath down the back straightaway, and Bayfield will probably go into position number 2 as they go round the western corner as Hayden Turner tries to fight back a little bit. Can't quite get there. Back to Cherie Barron would be the next one, and the next one through there would be that of Michael Mason. That's the way they head down the back straightaway one more time and into the western corner, and the battle royal for position 2 is still there. Kyron Clegg leads them down the main straightaway. Back behind him is Mitchell Bayfield with Hayden Turner determined to get the nose underneath, and the two of them are still there locked together in the western corner, and Cherie Barron is right behind them as they head down the main straightaway one more time. Kyron Clegg to the better of Mitchell Bayfield, Hayden Turner, Cherie Barron. Car 22 would be the next one, Josh Schultz, as they go down the back straightaway. Tucked in behind him is that of Terry Grant. They're coming up and under the tower one more time. Kyron Clegg, good race leader. Back behind him, it's still that of Mitch Bayfield doing locked in battle there with Hayden Turner. Cherie Barron not too far away either, and then we go back then to Josh Schultz in the 22 car. Under the tower, one more lap for him, and Kyron Clegg is opening up a bit of a lead because the cars behind are locked in their own battle. Down the back straightaway and into the western tournament, Kyron Clegg would have the length of the main straightaway as his lead, as he's got the white flag. One to go. Battle Royal is still for positions 2 and 3, and that is still Mitch Bayfield and Hayden Turner, and once again Turner pokes the nose underneath. Can he get it up into the western corner? No. Mitchell Bayfield cuts the door on him. Under the tower, Kyron Clegg has taken it out. Mitch Bayfield in position number 2, Hayden Turner, Cherie Barron. The next one home is Josh Schultz to the better of Terry Grant. Mitch Mason gets it across the line to complete the journey. Well done, local man. Put your hands together for him, folks. Kyron Clegg takes it out. Heat number 5 of the productions here tonight. We've still got one more to go to complete this round. Productions turning it on as they usually do right here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. They roll out onto the racetrack. Joy O'Brien is the 99 car. Robert Peard in his car, 74. TJ Horn rolls out. So does Jack Beer. Jackson Cunny back in the 19 car. Dan Cook has rolled onto the racetrack as well. Will we get a start first up? They've all closed up as they arrive at the wide line with Jai O'Brien saying, let's go racing. Dan Cook tucks in there in position number 2. Next one through is Brodie Hollyman. Hollyman forces his way through, but race start not happy. We'll try again. So Jai O'Brien and Dan Cook front row. Robert Pearden looks for the green one this time. Jai O'Brien says, let's go racing. Here comes the 12 car of Brodie Hollyman up the inside, gets into position. Number 3 has a look underneath Dan Cook as they arrive at the western corner. The other one high on the racetrack is that of Jaden Snell, and he's come from way back in the field looking, but then drops offline as Darren Lester finds some drive down low on the racetrack, down the back straightaway. Jai O'Brien is the race leader from Dan Cook. Stays down low on the racetrack. Next one through is that of Luke Hollyman as they head down the main straightaway. Next one, Darren Lester is on the inside of Jaden Snell, who wants to run up high on the racetrack. Luke Hollyman has a little bit of a look underneath Dan Cook. It doesn't work, gives him a little tap on the tail. It says, I'm still here. Jai O'Brien down the main straightaway and under the tower. Jai O'Brien to the better of Dan Cook. Luke Hollyman. Darren Lester would be the next one. Then we've got Jaden Snell. Back behind them would be that of Ricky Gill, but the 17 car of TJ Horn has got himself up one more position. They're all chasing. Jai O'Brien under the tower. He goes one more time. Dan Cook in 2. Trying to keep the nose of that car down low on the racetrack because Luke Hollyman is right there behind him, and behind them it is Darren Lester. Will Lester try the outside pass as they go down the main straightaway? Hollyman has almost forced his way underneath, and Dan Cook is able to fight back. Darren Lester on the outside as they head into the western corner. Way back then to Jaden Snell, who's got his hands full with the 17 car of TJ Horn. Race leader under the tower goes Jai O'Brien. Battle Royal is for positions 2, 3 and 4. Dan Cook again has got Luke Hollyman trying to force his way underneath. A little bit of push and shove and rub into the western corner. They might have pushed Dan Cook out of the way. Down the main straightaway under the white flag, one to go as Luke Hollyman forces his way through, and Darren Lester drives to the outside. But our race leader, Jai O'Brien, has got a comfortable lead down the main straightaway. Will take out this heat of productions. Back to Luke Hollyman. Next one home will be Dan Cook to the better of Darren Lester. Back behind them will be that of TJ Horn. Jaden Snell, the 74 car, gets across the line. Next position, and that's Robert Pearden. Take advantage of starting out of position number 1 And Jai O'Brien takes it out, folks. Put your hands together for him. Heat number 6 of the productions here tonight, and I can tell you the production feature race, when we put them all in there together, is going to be a beauty.